After Lawag in Iloilo, the president's senatorial ticket is off to Mindanao, a known bailiwick of the Dutertes. The Alyansa Para sa Bagong Pilipinas kicks off the southern leg of their campaign tomorrow, February 15, at the Carmen Municipal Park and Plaza in Davao del Norte. The administration-backed slate is aiming to regain support in one of the regions where President Marcos got overwhelming votes in 2022. Back then, he received 81% of the votes, or about 470,000 out of 577,000 in Davao del Norte. But the big caveat is, of course, back then, he was running in tandem with Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. After Mindanao, the Alyansa slate will head to Pasay City to kickstart their NCR campaign leg.
Well, who better to talk about the administration's senatorial ticket than Navotas Congressman Toby Tiangco, who is the campaign manager of Alyansa Para sa Bagong Pilipinas. Welcome to the big story, Representative Tiangco. Thanks for coming all the way here on the eve of a big rally.
Yes, bukas po ang rally natin sa Davao del Norte.
Before we get to talking about your strategy there, for those who don't know, tell us how you became the campaign manager for Alyansa.
No, I was called one day and I was told that I'm going to be the campaign manager.
Ganun lang parang na-assign ka lang. You just got a call.
Ikaw ang campaign manager. Okay.
You didn't hesitate to take it on.
No.
Okay.
No.
You believed in the cause, the advocacy.
Yes, of course. I believe in the cause. I believe in our candidates.
And let's refresh everyone's memory.
Who called you ba?
Hindi, kasi when they called me, halos buo na yung kandidato noon eh.
So you had no hand in picking
No, I had no hand in picking the candidates.
Okay.
Wala, buo na yung 12 kandidato at buo na din yung alyansa ng 5 partido.
Right.
When I came in.
Right. Okay.
Okay, parang late last year na officially na in-announce na
Yes,
ikaw
I
yung
think it
campaign
was
manager.
September
Burr
kung hindi
months,
ako nagkakamali. Yeah,
Yes.
September.
But Kong, let's refresh everyone's memory. Ano nga ba no yung common denominator? What is your campaign rally this time around? Is it still gonna be unity?
No, first of all, paliwanag natin paano ba napili at paano ba nabuo yung alyansa, no? So alyansa is composed of 5 political parties. So when I came in, nandun na yung 5 political parties.
Right.
At yung karamihan doon sa 5 political parties ay nag-nominate ng kanilang mga senatorial candidates. So ganyan nabuo yung candidates para sa senatorial. No? And I'm saying it's not just a slate. It's really an alliance para sa bagong
Coalition
Pilipinas.
nga siya. That's why I feel like, obviously a lot of people here in the Philippines, they think, pag tuwing eleksyon, nagsasama-sama lang yung malalakas para sure ball na manalo lahat. I mean, that's a kind of an understandable and very simplistic way to put it. But some people, of course, are a little bit more thoughtful and they're like, ano ba talaga?
Okay.
Yung battle cry ng buong alyansa.
Yeah, paano ba nagkasama-sama yung 5 partido? Yan ang mga partido na sumusuporta sa legislative agenda ng ating Pangulo. Yan yung partido na sumusuporta doon sa Kongreso, doon sa majority. No? So naturally, gusto nila na mapagpatuloy yung programa ng ating Pangulo.
Big day tomorrow, Davao
Yes.
del Norte.
Yes.
Of course, as we just read, 81% voted for President Marcos in 2022. But back then, of course, the unity was intact. He was running in tandem with Vice President Sara Duterte. How are you changing the strategy this time around? You know you're going to be up against
The most important thing naman is for the candidates to let the people know kung ano yung nagawa na nila at kung ano pa yung gagawin nila. Yun lang naman if you will listen to their speeches, karamihan sa kanila, lahat siguro sila, sinasabi ano yung nagawa nila kasi meron na silang mga nahawakang mga posisyon, di ba? Either local government, cabinet secretary, naging senador, lahat naman sila ay na-elect na. So, syempre, kung ikaw ay na-elect na, dapat mong sabihin sa taong bayan, sa ating mga kababayan, kung ano yung mga nagawa mo na. At syempre, kung ano pa yung plano mong gawin, kaya ka tumatakbo bilang senador ngayong 2025.
But Congressman, are you still counting on that 81%? The overwhelming number of votes in Davao, considering, of course, wala na nga po yung unity. How big of a factor was Sara Duterte in 2022, and now that the administration slate, of course, as we know, has this ongoing, let's call it conflict with the other party?
No, kahit na saan lugar, no, kahit sabihin mo doon sa norte, sa Ilocos, hindi naman kami confident, kaya nga pinupuntahan namin ng bawat lugar para paliwanag sa tao at malaman din kung ano yung pulso ng mga tao doon, kung ano yung mga problema nila na kailangan nating harapin. No? So we will not take any area for granted, kahit doon sa area na perceive na malakas kami, pinupuntahan rin namin. So doon sa areas na dapat namin trabahuin, pupuntahan rin namin. But of course, we just have 21 rallies out
This
of
is
the
the third.
90-day
Tomorrow is the
period.
third,
Yeah.
right.
The reason why it's 21 is because we have to campaign as a team, but also we need time to give time, bigyan ng oras yung ating mga kandidato
Right.
to go to places where they think they have to go. Diba? Kasi kung 12 sila, hindi naman pare-pareho yung lugar na gusto nilang puntahan, hindi naman pare-pareho yung lugar na malakas sila, hindi rin pare-pareho yung lugar na mahina
So
sila.
divide and conquer.
Hindi,
May
dapat,
ganun,
I mean,
sariling
ang,
sikap din.
Hindi, ang sariling sikap dahil they have to be strong individually for them to win. No? Hindi naman bumoboto talaga yung mga kababayan natin ng buong partido, di ba? Pumipili sila kung sino yung gusto nila. So para manalo yung mga kandidato natin, kailangan individually mapakita nila kung ano yung nagawa nila at kung ano pa yung kaya nilang gawin.
But as far as Mindanao is concerned, you're not changing anything.
No,
It's
no, no,
going to
no,
be
no.
the same
No, no.
messaging. You
No.
think it's still going to resonate the
No,
same
the
way
message
that-
now is
Oh.
what they can individually do to help the president in his legislative agenda to bring a better life for the Filipino people. So ano ba yung mga programang dapat nilang gawin at suportahan doon sa ating Pangulo para mas mapaganda ang buhay ng ating mga kababayan. So definitely that will be the agenda. And how each of them with their own strengths, yung kanilang mga kalakasan, makakatulong doon sa programang yun.
Actually, that's what I heard, that you had commissioned a
survey.
SWOT analysis study for each of your candidates to talk
I will
about their
not
strengths.
confirm or deny.
No, I read it already.
We
You were
reported
quoted.
it already,
Yeah.
too late. So,
Okay,
so
okay.
strengths, weaknesses of each candidate, you gave it to each of them para they know where they're
Magaling
coming
kayo
from.
mag-research,
Ano
ah.
yung assessment. What can you tell us about their, about where each candidate is, individually and collectively? Sino
Oh,
yung in terms of the strengths and weaknesses?
Oh,
what are
na,
they
secret
looking?
namin yun.
Ito
Secret
na lang,
namin,
palitan
that's
natin.
between them and me.
You had said in a previous interview na all the studies that you guys have commissioned, maybe including the one Regina's referring to, they do not yet include the impact or possible impact of impeachment.
Hindi, kasi,
Kasi
yung
before
field
pa
work
yun.
ng lahat na yon is before the impeachment. No? Pero, siyempre, papagawa ulit kami para malaman namin kung ano ba yung impact ng impeachment.
Pero hindi ba dapat nasa inyo na yung resulta by now? Kasi nag-kick-off
No,
na yung
it's not
national
that
campaign.
easy to do a nationwide. Kailan ba yung impeachment? Yung impeachment was
February
February
5.
5,
Just
no?
this month.
Wednesday.
So, hindi kaya yun. It takes
So you
3
finished
weeks.
the report before then?
Yeah, no, the report was given after that date, but the fieldwork was done before that
of
date.
course, of course.
Oo. So ngayon, tuloy-tuloy naman yung survey natin. So, I mean, whether nagkaroon ng impeachment o hindi, tuloy-tuloy naman yung internal surveys namin para malaman talaga kung ano yung issue na pinakamahalaga sa ating mga kababayan.
And what were those issues? Okay, let's. You don't have to tell us any strengths and weaknesses of
Huwag
each
na yun,
candidate.
malalaman.
Ano yung issues?
If I tell you what the
Laban ng kalaban.
if I tell you what the issues are, malalaman din ng kalaban, di
Based
ba?
on the other public polls, we already kind of know corruption. Well, actually, no. Inflation is still number one.
Okay,
We
no,
know
let's
the cut
do it this
issue.
way. You
There's
tell,
corruption.
kasi may public polls naman,
Oh.
makikita naman natin doon kung ano yung issues. But syempre, we believe in our surveys na meron kami nakikita mga bagay na kami lang nakakakita.
So malalaman na lang namin.
No, that's why we do our own surveys.
Right.
Diba? Otherwise, we would just commission and it's much cheaper to
Correct,
just subscribe.
yeah.
Diba?
Correct, yeah.
So,
There's at least 3 big posters
yes,
out there. Yeah.
So that's why we do our in-house para malaman kung ano talaga yung mga kailangan ibigay na programa para sa ating mga kababayan.
Ganito lang, Kong Toby. So can you confirm na lang whether or not the topic of impeachment is being already considered for these current surveys that are still ongoing?
No, we just want to know. Of course, it's an issue, but kahit naman ano yung lumabas sa survey, sa tingin ko, wala naman sa 12 kandidato namin ang magbibigay ng kanyang stand doon sa impeachment. Kasi kung sakaling sila ay mananalo, sila ay magiging senator judge, di ba? So they cannot give their opinion right now. I think that's the best thing to do. Kasi, paano kung nanalo ka, nagbigay ka na ng opinion, di ba? Baka pa-inhibit ka pa, di ba?
But is there a directive, Kong?
No. If you will see in all issues, di ba? Nakita mo naman in all issues, hindi naman sila nagkakatugma. Minsan, meron silang suggestions sa present programs ng gobyerno. And some people think of it as criticism, di ba? May mga kandidato kami na may sinasabi sila tungkol sa programa ng gobyerno. Isip ng iba, kritisismo. Pero sa amin, okay lang yun, di ba? if it's constructive criticism, of course we will listen.
I want to come back to the issues because it's we're trying to make it into an issues-based election.
Yes.
Okay, so
Mas maganda
survey
yun.
after survey says inflation is still the #1 concern
Yes.
across the Philippines.
Yes.
And you heard former President Duterte, the first thing he hit the current administration on is the price of rice.
Yes.
Right? Which is, right now we're in a food security emergency. So there's
Yes.
no denying that talagang
Yes.
this is a problem.
Yes,
So-
and
so
we have
how
to
do
face
you-
it head on.
Correct. So how what is, without revealing too much about your strategy, what is the direction you're trying to take the candidates in?
Okay, first of all, we have to admit that the price of rice, and not only rice, lahat
Basic
ng
goods.
basic goods, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas naman tumaas, di ba? Kahit magtanong kayo sa iba't ibang bansa, yung presyo ng bigas doon, tumaas din. Yung presyo ng pagkain, tumaas din. Kasi lahat tumaas, di ba? Presyo ng fertilizer, tumaas. So lahat yan tumaas, no? So kaya nga, makikita naman natin dito sa mga programa ng gobyerno, talagang ina-address yung price of rice. And it's so important that yesterday, when we had the rally in Iloilo, kaya doon kami nag-rally, kasi doon din yung RDC meeting ng presidente, di ba? So if we want the president to be able to attend, we have to follow his schedule. So sa trabaho niya, meron siyang Regional Development Council meeting. And it's so important na kasama pa niya si Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel kahapon doon sa RDC meeting. So ibig sabihin, ito'y problema na ina-address talaga ng Pangulo.
So that's coming back to my question. That's your messaging. It's like you're trying
Yes.
to deliver the message now. Okay, we understand there's a problem, but we're
Yes.
trying to address it head on as
Yes, definitely.
And the way to address it is to vote straight, parang ganon. I mean, obviously, that's going to be the message.
For
right?
me, vote straight does not work. Vote for one. You have to name each of them. Kaya nga you have to make them individually strong. Hindi pa pwedeng pakiusap natin iboto yung 12 kandidato without people knowing bakit nila dapat iboto ang bawat isa sa kanila.
Okay. Kong Toby, I'm going to steer it back to the kickoff in Lawag.
Okay.
Where we heard President Marcos. And gabi-gabi, no, since that speech earlier this week, pinag-uusapan namin na parang medyo a little bit out of character sa kinagisnan natin kay President Marcos yung language niya. It was a bit spicy. It was, some would call it negative campaigning. Was this
He came out
strategically?
fighting, I would
Yeah.
say.
He's
Nagulat
usually
very moderate, very
Pati ako
civilized.
nagulat. Hindi ko naman nabasa yung speech bago siya nagsalita. Hindi ko naman nabasa. So nagulat din ako.
Okay, so but is that not going to be, kumbaga, kasi we're trying to make these elections issues-based as best as we can. I think we can
No,
all
but
agree on that.
those are issues, ha, tignan mo. Sinabi niya, he just wanted to put, I think what he wanted to do is to identify where you stand on issues, di ba? For example, yung West Philippine Sea. Yung West Philippine Sea is really an issue. Saan ka ba? Di ba? Doon ka ba sa paninindigan mo yung Hague ruling na not an inch of Philippine territory will be surrendered, o doon ka ba sa magiging friendly sa China? So that is an issue na dapat nating pag-usapan, di
I
ba?
completely agree, but I also have to point out when President Marcos was campaigning for the presidency in 2022, he positioned himself as a continuity candidate. He said he would set aside the Hague ruling too, right?
No, but the problem
back
yes,
then he
go
said,
ahead.
no, we're not going to ask the U.S. for help to deal with China, which is why he was perceived as the continuity candidate to Duterte. Diba?
Okay.
So I get your point, but we have to look at his history, his track record, and back then, iba din yung sinabi niya.
Okay.
Is my point.
Okay. Ang stand naman niya talaga is a friend to everyone and an enemy to none, di ba? Pero paano naman gagawin natin kung gano'n na yung ginagawa doon sa Coast Guard natin? Paano naman gagawin natin kung binabangga na yung Coast Guard natin? Paano naman gagawin natin kung yung mga mangingisda natin ay inaapi doon sa West Philippine Sea? Can you keep that same stance? Hindi na pwede yun, di ba? He could have said that before, pero kung nag-iba na yung trato ng China sa atin, hindi naman pwedeng wala siyang gawin, di ba? Ibig sabihin, nakikita naman natin, hindi naman natin inimbento na binabangga yung Philippine Coast Guard. Hindi naman natin inimbento na yung mangingisda natin pinapaalis doon. So how will he keep that stance naman kung ganun ang ginagawa sa atin? So kailangan mag-iba din, di ba?
So the fact that he...
Tapos number
go
two,
ahead.
yung sa
Drug war.
drug war. Okay, it's an issue. So where do you stand? Sa kay Presidente Marcos, bloodless drug on war. Sa kanila, yung strategy nila is tokhang. So those are issues naman. Hindi naman black propaganda yun because those are real issues.
Yeah.
Pero marami rin nagsasabi ko ang Toby, since that speech, syempre hindi lang naman kami yung nakapansin, marami rin namang nakinig. Ang sinasabi kasi nila, hindi naman talaga lahat nung mga, kumbaga lang, lahat ng members ng alyansa, nung buong slate, dati rin naman, they were also supporting
silent.
President Duterte.
For example, Congresswoman Franz Castro pointed out that yes, right now they're on the administration slate, pero back in President Duterte's time, diba, they were also clapping when he would talk about tokhang, right, during his State of the Nation address. So inconsistency is what we're trying to point out here. Yes, we believe in letting the candidates talk about the track record and their stance on issues, but you have to be consistent.
No, but there's no inconsistency. He has never said that the war on drugs would be bloody. Di ba? Alam mo naman siya, mabait na, nakita mo naman yung presidente, napakabait nun, di ba? Napakapasenso. So he never said it's going to be bloody. He always said that he values each and every life. So kaya nga bloodless war on drugs. So wala namang inconsistency doon.
True, pero totoo yun, no, Kong? Pero hindi na kasi si President Marcos yung kandidato, di ba? So
Okay.
titingnan natin yung members ng slate. Some of them, and napakadami ng analysis nito, sobrang daming journalist gumawa ng talagang humukay sa archives
Okay.
ng mga soundbite.
Okay.
It's all there. Kanina binabasa ko lang on the way here sa Philippine
Okay.
Star, sabi nila, okay, ano yung stand na itong kandidato na to, nung tokhang? O, di ba? Yung iba pa, sumuporta, nag-file ng bill na ganito. So parang, kumbaga, yung flip-flopping, I don't know if naging kinagis na naman natin. Like, should we stand for this? How do we, explain this away to the voting public na parang, ba't ganyan yung kandidato nyo? Pabaling-baling, balimbing, or whatever.
Hindi, paano naman yung lumalabas na mga ebidensya ng EJK, di ba? Siyempre, pwede naman silang mag-iba kung nakakakita na sila ng ebidensya ng extrajudicial killings, di ba? So, yun naman ang pagkakaiba.
So in your mind, hindi siya flip-flopping. It's not being a turncoat.
No.
It's you're entitled to change your mind.
Yes.
Okay.
As events, I guess, reveal themselves. Okay, let's talk about one other big surprise apart from President Bongbong Marcos' speech in Lawago was kung darating ba si Senator Imee Marcos or hindi. I think around 5:30 p.m. na pinagdedebatehan pa namin kung
Hindi
dadating ba
ba,
or hindi.
bakit naman pinagdidebatihan yun? At bakit naman magiging
Because she
sorpresa?
called herself an independent. Because she flat out refused a spot in your 12-man slate.
No, at that time, she just said she wants to be free to go. Kasi ang problema, okay, even kami I'll explain. Ang hirap talaga ng local politics. Even kami, kahapon sa Iloilo rally, sasabihin ko, aaminin ko, naiipit kami sa labanang lokal, di ba? So ang isip ko doon, ayaw niyang maipit sa labanang lokal na kung ito yung kakampi ng alyansa, mapipilitan siyang tumayo sa entablado ng isang kandidatong lokal ng alyansa kung meron naman siyang kaibigan o mas gusto niyang suportahan na kandidato na hindi kasama sa alyansa. Di ba? Right after that kasi nakita ko naman siya, pumunta rin naman siya doon sa mga rallies ng mga local candidates ng alyansa at meron naman yatang hindi siya pinuntahan. So I think she just wanted to be free. Kasi ang hirap, kahit doon sa Iloilo, hirap na hirap ako doon. Dahil kakampi namin lahat, pero sila naglalaban-laban. So ang hirap magbalanse doon. Ang hirap i-balance doon because, for example, doon lang sa venue, sabi ng isang kakampi namin dito. Sabi ng isang kakampi namin dito. So hindi sila magkasundo. Kung pipili kami, one of the two, magtatampo. So napilitan pa kaming magkuha ng, para wala lang problema, kuha lang tayo ng private place. Tapos yun na lang ang gamitin natin.
Okay,
para
so
walang
bukas,
problema.
Kong Toby, kompleto
Okay.
ba? 12 ba ang pupunta sa Davao del Norte? Is Senator Imee, I guess yun na yung hidden question doon, no? Pupunta ba si
No,
Senator Imee?
I assume that they're all going, so that's why I don't ask if they're going or not.
So the assumption is always lahat
Yes,
pupunta.
because nandun ang presidente. So ang assumption ko, pupunta naman sila. Of course, maintindihan naman natin kung for very important reasons, unpredictable reasons, hindi sila makapunta. Ano man magawa natin?
Okay.
Since you guys brought up impeachment already, let's not forget you are still a sitting congressman.
Yes.
And I know you've been asked this, and sinagot mo na, why you didn't sign the
Yes.
impeachment complaint,
Yes.
and you've said your signature isn't needed.
No, I didn't say. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that my signature is not needed. No.
You needed time.
No, what I'm saying is, kasi alam ko last session day namin noon. Okay. Alam ko na because of the legislative calendar, sabay naman kami ng Senado, hindi naman siya matatalakay na until June 2. So, first of all, napakaseryosong bagay ng impeachment kasi it's so divisive, di ba? Nag-aaway-away yung mga tao. May eleksyon na nga tayo. Normally, pag eleksyon, nagtatalo-talo yung mga tao. Dito sa impeachment, nag-aaway-away yung mga tao. So, ang iniisip ko is, ano ang magiging epekto ng impeachment sa ating bansa? Whether internally, between Filipinos, o kung ano yung tingin sa atin ng mga investors o ng mga mamumuhunan dito. So, yung bagay na yun, hindi ko naman kayang pagdesisyonan. I mean, yun yung problema on my part. Hindi ko siya mapagdesisyonan ng ganun ng isang araw. Hindi ko naman yun inakala na kailangan ko magdesisyon ng ganun kabilis. Kasi sabi ko, kung June 2 rin naman mapag-uusapan yan sa Senado, baka nga kaya ngayon pinag-uusapan para pag-isipan mo over the break. Yun ang iniisip ko. So hindi ako
So nagulat ka rin na parang it was all done and dusted in one day?
Hindi, yun. Sinabi sa akin na itra-transmit na nila. So, okay. Tsaka syempre, kailangan ko pa-check sa abogado ko, bigyan ako ng briefer. Talagang dapat pag-isipan na mabuti because it's not only the legal issue, it's not only the issue of the impeachment, it is the issue na kung ano ang mangyayari sa ating bansa dahil sa issue na to. So yun ang mas malaking picture sa akin. Hindi ko tinitignan lang kung ano yung complaint. Tinitignan ko kung ano yung epekto nito doon sa ating bansa.
So basically, yun yung parang yung initial words no, ni President Bongbong Marcos na ayaw kasi magkakagulo lang yung bansa.
Hindi ba tayo nagkakagulo ngayon? Di ba? Nagkakagulo na nga, di ba? So, yun yung reason.
Nobody pressured you to sign?
Okay, for the record, no one called me to sign.
Okay.
No one.
But did you attend the caucus?
No.
So,
Hindi ka rin na-invite sa caucus?
Hindi.
Hindi ka pumunta.
Wala ka na talaga.
Hindi yung caucus naman. Kasi
It's a political party caucus.
biglaan yung caucus eh. Biglaan yung caucus. So, nagulat ako, biglang may caucus na lang. Nung nagbibihis na ako, I got the wrong information. Kala ko, lakas caucus lang. So, hindi ako tumuloy. Pero nung walang kumausap sa akin.
Okay.
Hindi ko alam bakit.
And there were no issues afterwards that hindi ka nag-sign? Hindi naman naging issue?
Wala rin nagtatanong sa akin ba?
Kami pala.
Media lang.
Media lang ang nagtatanong sa akin bakit hindi ako nag-sign.
Because it's very striking because you represent Alyansa, of course. Tapos, here you are as a congressman, you didn't sign, right?
No,
So
I think,
it stood out to us.
I think they respect naman my decision on matters like this. No one spoke to me. Like, nakakausap ko siyempre presidente dahil nagkakasama kami sa rally. Not even asking me why I didn't sign. He doesn't even talk about the impeachment. Not even once.
Oh.
Nung this past, right after the impeachment, he never spoke about it.
So, puro kampanya ang topic? Since ikaw yung campaign?
Hindi lang puro kampanya, pati governance, ganito yung mga programang gagawin natin of course, ang madalas pag-usapan doon is yung presyo ng bilihin. So, ganito yung mga programang gagawin natin.
My last question on this. For the record, as a lawmaker, do you agree with the impeachment? If you had more time to review, let's say hindi siya last day na session.
Wala, kasi nung pinasa na nila doon, hindi ko na
I know,
binasa.
but
Hindi ko na binasa. Bakit mo pa mabasahin, di ba? Ano pang ibig sabihin nun? Ano pang ibig sabihin nun sa akin? Ang kapal nun, ha?
37 pages now. They condensed it into 37 pages.
Siyempre, unang gagawin natin dyan.
Yun yung briefer.
Legal.
Yung briefer yung 37 pages.
I don't think 37 pages.
Tatlong
kasi
rim daw yung totoo.
Yan. More likely tatlong rim. So, bakit ko naman babasahin? Wala ng bilang yung boto ko doon, di ba? It doesn't matter.
Kasi nga meron daw gumawa ng 37-page briefer. Parang kumbaga Cliff's Notes of a shortcut ba? But like for the
Tsaka
cause.
bilang campaign manager, hindi lang naman yung it's not an easy job because it's not only the campaigns, it's not only the strategy, it's not only the rallies. also the administrative work,
Yeah.
di ba? Kailangan kong asikasuhin. Like, kaya nga, sabi ko, punta lang ako dito ngayon kasi galing ako sa headquarters. So, di ba?
Yun nga yung
Sinilihim,
isa pang
pinasali ko.
pahinga muna tayo sa impeachment. Pero,
No, I just wanted to a final answer on
final.
where he stands with the impeachment, whether
Do you agree or not?
Hindi ko na
niya
talaga.
binasa.
wala ka ng stand. ganun.
Hindi ko na binasa.
Okay.
Tapos na di ba? Bakit ko papaghihirapan yung
Okay.
ganyan kakapal. And yung survey lang na mga kailangan kong basahin, imagine ilan yung surveys na lumalabas, 3, 4. I mean, basa lang ako ng basa nun.
ano ba yung ginagawa talaga ng isang campaign manager? I mean, I have an idea, pero to be honest, hindi ako completely sure. I mean, there's always, for all the big, big coalitions or big parties, they always have a national campaign manager. Give us an idea kung ano bang ginagawa ng national campaign
Okay.
manager. At saka ano ba yung mga KPIs mo sa iyong mga bossing?
Hindi, for me, of course, the ultimate KPI is the result of the election, di ba? But for me, ang iniisip ko na trabaho ko is to find a way na ma-maximize ng mga kandidato namin yung 90-day campaign period wherein hindi nila kailangan problemahin yung pagpunta dito, hindi nila kailangan problemahin yung pag-coordinate sa local officials. So it's more of logistics job. Tsaka mabigyan sila ng pagkakataon na ma-maximize yung pagpapaalam sa mga kababayan natin kung ano nga, ulitin ko, yung nagawa nila at kung ano pa yung gagawin nila. And at the back of that, syempre, it's managing the office. Syempre, ang dami nating katulong, pero para tahi-tahiin lahat ng bagay niya. For example, make sure na sumusunod kami sa lahat ng COMELEC regulations, di ba? Siyempre, meron kaming legal counsel, but of course, it's my responsibility to make sure that everyone follows, katulad repertorial requirements doon sa rallies and all these things.
Or yung mga baklas-baklas, yung mga illegal na mga poster, gano'n.
Oo.
Kong, how involved is President Marcos in this campaign of Alyansa? Is he very hands-on?
Sa dami kasi ng trabaho, di ba, inuuna niya yung trabaho, kaya nga kami ang humahabol sa kanya. So, kahapon nasa Iloilo siya, so punta kami Iloilo. Bukas, weekend naman, so pwede siyang imbitahin sa Davao del Norte.
Okay.
So, siyempre, mas importante talaga yung governance sa kanya.
Who do you view as your main opposition now?
I don't look at who the opposition is, but I just look at our candidates.
So
Because I don't want to be distracted, basta I just concentrate on our candidates.
So in the study that you commissioned, you didn't take account into account the opposition, who's the most
No, of course,
likely to
we
oppose them?
know, but I don't concentrate because I cannot control what they're going to do, di ba? Hindi ko naman kayang kontrolin kung anong gagawin nila. Kahit naman sa kandidato namin, hindi ko kayang kontrolin. Pero at least nakakausap ko sila. I can show them the surveys. Pwede namin pag-usapan kung ano yung strategies. Eh doon sa kabila, gagawin nila kung ano yung gagawin nila, di ba? So, why will I bother with them? So, I just spend my time with our candidates to make sure that we talk about it, ask them what they need, how we can help. So, ganun.
So it sounds like, Kong, medyo it's a little bit more administrative. Yung job mo is more like admin, managing logistics, paperwork. In terms of yung actual strategy.
Yun, the strategy, pinag-uusapan nga namin based on the
So
the
pero may
surveys.
input din yung kada kandidato.
Yeah, of course, kasi sila yung taya dyan di ba? Tsaka, I've never run for ako personally, hindi pa naman ako tumatakbo sa national position, di ba? So, I need their inputs and just pag-usapan namin paano yung resources, tsaka yung oras, mas marami ang makadinig ng kanilang mensahe. At hindi maging mahirap sa kanila na mangampanya. Yun yung
You're right. You haven't actually tried to go for the Senate or any national
No,
position.
I
You've
haven't.
stuck to Navotas,
Yes.
which is your bailiwick. And then parang, ngayon ko lang na-realize na, you're doing a national campaign.
Yes, first time, di ba?
I'm sure you watched the U.S. elections quite closely. What
No.
lessons? Oh, hindi din. Wala kang
Walang
lessons.
oras.
Walang
Hindi,
oras.
hindi ako nanonood hindi ako
You
nanonood.
didn't take any lessons away from...
No, hindi ko napanood.
Kasi parang there's a lot of similarities, right? You keep talking about how divisive we are. Divisive din sila doon. They're very polarized, right? It's extremes na at this point.
Yeah, but
So have we become.
Hindi ko napanood yun.
Kong, I also wanted to ask you about the remarks of former President Duterte last night at the proclamation rally of PDP Laban. He accused President Marcos again of using drugs,
Okay.
particularly heroin.
Okay.
He also used the word bangag.
Okay.
I'm curious, how does Alyansa, or you particularly, how do you plan on addressing that? I mean, what's the
I
message?
don't plan to address it, 'di ba? Kasi gano'n naman yung playbook ni ni President Duterte, di ba? Basta't, even before, di ba? Basta't kalaban niya, yun naman ang number one accusation niya eh. Di ba? Either a drug user o drug pusher. Di ba? So bakit pa natin papatulan yung bagay na yun?
So in the coming sorties, we shouldn't expect President Bongbong to address that in any way.
I hope not. Di ba? Wala eh. It's a playbook. It's already a formula. Di ba? Basta't kalaban, o ikaw, pusher o user. Ganun lang naman yun.
But as far as your candidates are concerned, your advice is don't comment on it. No need to respond to it.
Ano, hindi man naman, hindi nga namin tinitignan kung ano yung sinasabi nung...
Really? Don't pay attention?
Nung kabila. Okay. Basta yung pinag-uusapan namin, ano yung plataforma, ano yung mga dapat mong paalam. Kasi may sarili-sarili naman silang... First of all, 5 minuto lang yung time ng bawat isa. Strictly followed yan.
Kasi kung strict kayo sa 4 to 7, malamang strict din yung time sa stage.
Strict kami dyan. So, sisimula kami ng 4, kahapon napilitan kami ng 4:30 kasi medyo mainit pa. So, meron silang 5 minutes and they all follow naman. So, imagine, bakit nila aksayahin yung oras nila para sagutin yung isang bagay? Eh, ang importante, ulit, malaman ng tao kung paano sila makakatulong doon sa buhay ng bawat Pilipino. Yun naman ang mahalaga eh. So, bakit nila sasayangin yung oras nila doon sa bagay na yun?
Okay, ito po. When it comes to answering questions, debates, Kong, will you be requiring or what's your advice to candidates? Should they be attending yung mga debates?
They know better if they should attend a debate or not. Because a debate is a venue kung saan malalaman ulit ng tao yung plataforma nila. If they've a better way, they have better use of their time, why will we stop them? Why will we force them to go to a debate kung meron naman silang mas dapat puntahan, di ba? Tsaka, di ba, kahit sa eskwelahan, di ba, hindi naman lahat ng, kaya nga may debating team, kaya nga hindi yung buong classroom na 40, 30 estudyante pwedeng mapunta sa debating team dahil merong magaling talaga magdebate. Pero meron din naman magaling sa economic subjects, may magaling sa math, na hindi naman magaling magdebate, di ba? So, depende yun. Kung ano yung strength mo, syempre, doon mo gagamitin yung oras mo.
But okay, forget about a formal debate, but how do we get them to face the media more? Because I get that, okay, you can go straight to the influencers now, pero there's also a question of accountability, right? The chance for us to ask the hard questions, a chance for us to ask the issues-based questions, and ano ba talaga yung platform, and look at the track record and all of that. So how do we get them to talk to the media more?
Hindi, yun na nga. Doon sa mga press conference. That's why we arrange a press conference. For example, ang hirap kasi yung ganito, pag pinagbigyan mo isa, hindi pa pwede, hindi mo pagbibigyan. You know, I haven't been into a face-to-face interview since 2016 siguro, if I recall. Basta before 2019. Pero since may napagbigyan akong isa a few days ago,
Then you have to do
you have to do. Imagine if all our candidates, since may napagbigyan isa, pupunta sila. So, I'm requesting, request ko sa ating mga stations, sa ating mga media outlets, para naman may effective use of time yung aming mga kandidato. Kaya kami may press con bago mag-rally every time. So, every time bago kami mag-rally, may 1 p.m. press con kami para efficient use of their time again. Again, ang sasabihin ko, for me, 90-day period for everyone. Kung sino yung mas maraming, sino ang kandidato na mas nakapagpaliwanag ng plataforma nila sa 90 days, syempre, mas makakalamang.
Yep.
So yun ang trabaho ko. No? That's why I organize things for them. Yep. Parang personal valet, ganun. Ako yung...
I think more than a personal valet.
Ng mga kandidato. Hindi, tawag ko sa kanila, boss, anong utos nyo sa akin? Anong
I'm
utos
sure
nyo?
it's more than that. But
Anong utos nyo, gagawin ko? Personal valet o personal concierge?
you know, when you look at the pre-election surveys, all your candidates are doing well, more or less. Are you confident of a sweep? Meaning 12?
Okay. Since we have 12 candidates, of course, we want... hindi naman kami maglalagay ng 12 kandidato kung ang goal namin hindi manalo yung 12, di ba? Kaya kami may 12 dyan kasi susubukan namin. Talagang susubukan natin manalo yung mga kandidato natin. Pero in the end, siyempre, yung taong bayan rin naman ang magdidesisyon. No? So pinapakita lang namin, we're offering them 12 candidates. At the end, kung ano yung gusto ng taong bayan, yun din naman masusunod.
So there's no like parang minimum number of candidates that you hope will make it to the Senate.
No, we hope.
You're pushing for everybody to win, essentially.
Yes. Para talagang buong-buo yung suporta doon sa programa ng ating Pangulo. Kasi gusto natin yung last 3 years, talagang kung ano yung nasimulan, like, we've never had this good GDP. We've never had this good an economy, no? So, siyempre gusto natin patuloy yon hanggang matapos yung termino ni Presidente Marcos.
Meron akong
To disagree.
Okay.
but we don't have time for that. But you know, because there's a lot of issues with the economy. We touch on the
there's a lot of issues.
inflation, food prices.
Yes, admittedly, there's a lot of
the slowdown
issues.
in foreign investment.
Yes. Admittedly, there's a lot of issues. Madaming suliranin. Kaya mas kailangan natin yung mas malakas na suporta ng ating mga senador para yung legislative agenda natin is mas maisulong natin. Because admittedly, marami ka talagang dapat resolbahan ng mga
Hirap
bagay.
nun ipa-resonate, na yung mere fact na it's the legislative agenda that you're trying to push. It's not, it's not very entertaining.
No, but
it's not very...
you listen to the candidates, they really say kung ano yung nagawa nilang batas, kung ano yung mga batas na plano pa nilang gawin. Sinasabi nila doon.
Do you think it resonates with the people, with the electorate?
No, I think, because, ano naman gusto mo madinig sa kandidato, di ba? Ang gusto mo madinig sa kandidato, paano ko papagandahin buhay mo?
There is one dark cloud, though, that is the 2025 national budget, right?
Okay.
It's being challenged right now in the courts, saying it's unconstitutional kasi maraming problema with it, right? They took away the PhilHealth subsidies. Education is no longer the biggest, pot. It doesn't have the biggest funding. in
Yes,
the
but
bucket.
why is the president... Yes.
So
Yes.
to your point about legislative agenda, and this is vote all of these senators so that the president can push his legislative agenda. I mean, how do you reconcile that? Kasi nga, the issue is over the 2025, with the 2025 budget, is over the incumbents pushing it through, right? How do you get past that?
Hindi nga eh. So, dyan nga ako nagtataka di ba? Bakit si Presidente ang... bakit pati si Presidente nadamay? When it was a budget, I can tell you categorically, it is a budget that he is not happy about.
But he signed it.
It's a long story if I'll explain why he had to do it. Because the repercussions would have been bigger if he had not signed it.
Which
But
means a reenacted budget.
Oh,
That is
yun,
the
di ba?
only...
Wala naman may gusto na reenacted budget eh. Ganun ang mangyayari. So napilitan siya. Pero until now, di ba, yung mga may intervention sila. Huwag tayo mainip, may intervention silang gagawin para matuloy pa rin yung mga programang dapat gawin. Kasi kahit alam naman, it's no secret that he was not happy about it.
So are you saying, Kong, na we should expect na magkakaroon ng mga remedies, no? Yung may mga available remedies
Definitely.
naman.
I just don't want to be the one to announce it because I'm not authorized to do so.
Okay.
But definitely, there will be remedies para yung mga programa na dapat ipagpatuloy, popondohan. Definitely.
Okay. Well, I guess, punta naman tayo sa re-election bid nyo.
Okay.
I think naging mayor ka, di ba? Tapos ngayon, congressman kayo ulit. So you have...
Naging mayor ako, naging congressman ako,
naging mayor ka ulit, ngayon congressman ka ulit.
Naging congressman.
Tama, di ba?
Yes.
And then this coming 2025, this coming election, 2025 na pala, you're running again in Navotas.
Yes.
But your campaign will kick off next month pa.
March 28, if I'm not mistaken.
So how will you be juggling everything?
Time management.
Really? That's a
Yes.
lot.
Is it
That's
that
a
simple?
very big
I don't know.
Ang daming work na because at that point, the national campaigns will be heating up. If it's not, it already started with a bang, right? Tapos by late March, it'll be all fired up. In overdrive.
Kaya yan.
Kaya?
Kaya yan.
Kaya yan.
Time management.
Okay, sorry, I had one last phone-in
Okay.
question from our
Okay.
producer, which is, kamusta naman daw yung interaction ni Makati Mayor Abby Binay and Senator Pia Cayetano?
Okay naman, di ba? I don't know why they make issues between, for example, the
Were they positioned next to
Di
each other?
magkatabi sila, di
Oh,
ba?
yun nga. Sadya daw ba?
Sadya daw ba
Sadya
yun?
Hindi,
daw ba?
alphabetical. Parang alphabetical na hindi.
Surname,
paano ba yun?
last name?
Abalos, Binay, parang ganun eh. Because even that, inayos namin. Okay,
Interesting.
yun inaayos ko. Like, for example, noong first rally, syempre, ang unang magsasalita, Abalos. So, iikot siya. So, everyone has the chance to be the first speaker and everyone has the chance to be the last speaker. So, walang selosan,
So,
di ba?
ganito, di ba? Abalos yung start. First,
Abalos.
sa second, Binay naman yung first.
Hindi.
Tapos,
Tama. Yung Binay naman yung first.
Kasi number 2. Tapos yung class number 3, Pia Cayetano, siya yung magiging...
Siya
yung bukas.
Siya yung magiging ganon. So, tapos yung huli naman, mapupunta doon
It's
sa
a valid question because before she announced her candidacy, si Mayor Binay was hitting the Cayetanos over the Embo barangays.
No. You have to understand, there's nothing personal, di ba? If you're a Binay, you have to protect the rights of the citizens of Makati. If you are a Cayetano, you have to protect the rights of the citizens of Taguig.
In short, no one but the two of them can understand each other's position better kasi they're both in the same boat.
Hindi, di ba?
Kumbaga,
Paano mo
parang-
naman hindi pagtatanggol yung karapatan ng mga kababayan mo? Pero ito national election eh. Hindi naman dito pinag-uusapan yung karapatan ng mga residente ng Taguig o residente
Ba't
ng
nag-uusap
Makati.
naman sila?
Hindi.
They talk?
Tignan niyo yung behind the scenes. Wala namang hindi nag-uusap doon.